Hey Aaron, my name's Chris and I need help with my kickflips. The tricks I know are the ollie, the frontside 180, the pop shove it, and that's it. And my kickflips, the problem is when I do it, I'm pretty sure I flick my foot up like that, except the board flips over and I either land with my back foot or my front foot. And yeah, so I hope you can help. Thanks.
Hey man, so thanks a lot for sending in your video. I really do appreciate it. Cool, so your ollie looks good. Love your titles. Dang, the head cam. Cool, so the ollie looks good again. Let's see what else we got going here. Pop shove it, that looks good. I wonder if you have the front side 180s. Usually in between the ollie and the shove it is a front side 180 and a back side 180. Cool, so maybe we're just going a little bit out of order here because now we got the riding basics, well, which looks good. You do look pretty comfortable on your board. You're pushing around, cruising around. I like that you're outside in the street and you're rolling down the street. That's good. It's always a good idea to just get out and cruise around. I think a lot of people get too stuck on tricks and get over the, or kind of forget about the fun of just riding your skateboard. Oh, I was wrong. You do got the front side 180, so that's good. Looks like the only one you missed was the back side 180. Cool, then straight into the kick flipped attempts. This is fascinating. So one thing is I wonder if you ever, sometimes when I'm learning a new trick, I always video myself and then I'll go back and watch it frame by frame and just see what I'm doing. So it's funny, it looks like you are trying to flick up with your front foot, but it kind of like goes up for a second and then down, but your front foot is not really over the board, which means you're kind of throwing your board away and your front foot is coming off of the board really far. So you have to figure out a way to drag your foot up the board and flick it. It's probably the earlier step of just learning this drag, like a proper toe drag in order to get the flick is the real reason, the real thing that's out, I would say. Because you should be able to have your foot above the board the whole time. Your foot should never go to the side. It should never go below the board or anything like that. And just the fact that like as soon as you flick with your front foot is below the board, that is going to cause you a lot of problems and a lot of difficulties. So yeah, it is more similar to an ollie, just like you know how when you're doing the ollie and you're dragging your foot up and you're dragging your foot up and your front foot is above the board the whole time. Like there's no time in the ollie where your front foot is to the side or below the board at all. So it's the same thing, only with your toe, and then you're going to pop that ankle right there, and that's what's going to cause the board to flip, and that's how you're going to keep it underneath you. So I highly would recommend for you actually practicing every day. Do 5 ollies, 5 frontside 180s, 5 pop shove-its, 5 front shove. 5 ollie, front 180, back 180, pop shove, front shove. If you're going to skip anything, skip the heel flip and then go straight to the kick flip. You didn't have a backside 180 in there and you only had one frontside 180, which makes me think that you skipped that. Now I know that the kickflip is the coolest trick in the universe. It actually is, and it is the greatest feeling ever. But if you're not quite ready to learn it, it's going to be the hardest thing ever. So just make sure you really, really get those down. I personally started going out and doing all of those tricks every day. 5 ollies, 5 frontside 180s, 5 backside 180s, 5 pop shove, 5 front shove. For me, 5 heel flip and 5 kick flip. So again, if you're going to skip anything, skip the heel flip. But I do recommend that as a first step before kick flip. But yeah, I hope you're getting the concept of what I mean with the flick. It's also good, like I said, to watch your video and just critique yourself, and then you can look at what you're doing and then you can play it back and try and fix like any errors or any problems. But yeah, it would be a good idea for you when you do get back ready to start the kickflip again to just stand still and just practice dragging the foot up, pop your ankle, dragging the foot up, pop your ankle, dragging the foot up, pop your ankle. And in that way, learning to pop the ankle is the only way you're going to be able to keep your front foot above the board. The other thing is I noticed you're stepping off your front foot and putting your back foot on. how about you step off with your back foot and put your front foot on? Practice that a million times, and that will also help out your flick a lot. Cool, so Skateboarding Made Simple is the greatest instructional video that I personally have ever made. Every time I watch it in a new unit of time, I go, wow, this is like, I don't even know how I came up with this. This is incredible. It actually is really good, and it does work, and it does help you learn super fast. Available on iTunes and at brailleskateboarding.com.